8countnews.com, Peter Czymbor here with middleweight contender and former Irish Olympian Andy Lee, who will be in action this Saturday night taking on Craig McEwan on HBO. Andy, great to have you here. Your HBO debut on the big stage this Saturday night. You've got to be excited.
Yeah, excited, and it's long overdue. Looking forward to it, and ready to go. I've trained hard now. Been in training for about a month and a half, solid camp work, and was training before that at home in Ireland. So yeah, I'm just ready to get in there and get it on now.
Now you'll be taking on Scotland's Craig McEwan in what has been dubbed the Celtic War. What can you tell us about Craig McEwan? What do you know about him, and what weaknesses in his fighting style do you see that you feel you can exploit?
I know Craig very well, inside and outside the ring. We fought as amateurs and became friends after that, and kept in touch and used to see each other around the fight. So we know each other well, and we're going to fight each other now. So I expect a hard fight because I know him. He's an honest man. He works hard, trains hard, and I know he wants it just as badly as I do. So it'll just come down to who's the better fighter, and I believe that's me. I believe I'm stronger. He's got good skills. He's a boxer. He's slick, and he throws a good volume of punches. But I'm a lot stronger. I'm more polished and more seasoned professional than he is. And it's going to be a good fight. I don't have any doubts it's going to be a hard fight. He's going to give 100%. So if I win it, I'll definitely deserve it or earn it. So I'm ready to go.
Now you have a lot of international amateur experience, obviously, with being an Olympian. How many times did you and Craig McEwan meet up and fight?
Just the once, but we were always on the same circuit. He would always be national champion of Scotland, and I would be the national champion of Ireland. And I think for a long time he was fighting at a weight division below me. And then just in 2005 we met at the same once. It was like a Four Nations tournament between England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. And I won the gold medal, beat Craig in the first fight. But he was definitely the best fighter besides me in the weight division. So I know he's got all the credentials, got all the skill. He's got a big amateur background as well, so I know what I'm in for.
Your manager and trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, who normally works your corner, will not be working your corner this Saturday night. He'll be working the corner of junior middleweight title holder Miguel Cotto in his fight in Las Vegas against Ricardo Mayorga. How much of an impact, if any, does that have on you with him not being there this Saturday night?
Preferably I'd like to have Emmanuel in my corner. He's by far the best trainer in boxing, and in the corner is where his real strength is. His corner work, his instructions. But to replace him, I probably have the second best option that I could get is his nephew, Sugar Hill, who's been around Emmanuel his whole life and in the gym with him his whole life, and they almost think exactly alike. We all work together in the gym and we know what I have to do. So Emmanuel's prepped me in the camp along with Sugar Hill, who handled most of the work, and I know my job. And once the bell rings, you gotta be able to do it anyway. So you could have the greatest. You could have Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart, Freddie Roach all in your corner at the same time. But if you can't do what you have to do, then you might as well forget about it. So training is good to have, but it's the fighter that's in the ring that does the job.
Now, the last time you were featured prominently on American national television was against Brian Vera, and Brian Vera upset you and stopped you in that fight. And for a lot of fight fans, that's the one time they've seen you in action here in the United States. What do you want to tell them, and what do you intend to show them Saturday night that is not the real Andy Lee that we saw?
Exactly what you just said. That was a younger Andy Lee, an immature Andy Lee, and a little bit naive Andy Lee. And since then, I've learned the lesson the hard way, rebuilt myself, came back from a loss, and now I'm on the cusp of challenging for the middleweight title. So a lot of fighters wouldn't have seen the rebuilding of me, which was, a lot of fights were in Ireland, some in Germany, some in places like Oklahoma and Indiana.
Chicago a lot.
Chicago, Indiana, and places where, not a lot of TV exposure, a lot of fight fans would have seen. But I went on the road, I learned my trade, I fought all different types of fighters, got the experience I should have had the first time round, and now I'm back on the big stage and ready to right the wrongs that happened back in 2007.
Did you underestimate Brian Vera at the time?
Definitely. I definitely did. I thought, I think most people agree, in terms of skill, I'm way ahead of him, but he was better conditioned than me and very determined. And, I thought I had nothing to do with go out there and beat him. I was winning on every scorecard. I put him down, and then I punched myself out trying to finish him off, but He can take a good shot. He's very determined, and I have a lot of respect for him now that I should have had then. And he caught me with a good shot and hurt me. I covered up and waited too long to retaliate. And by the time I was punching back, the referee was stepping in to stop the fight. I had no qualms about it. He did what he had to do. That was his job, and you know there'll be a rematch sometime in the future, and I'll set the record straight with him then.
Well, that relentlessness of Brian Vera has certainly worked in his favor thus far. He's coming off a big win against Sergio Mora. Now, he also fought Craig McEwan, who you're fighting this Saturday night, and McEwan won a decision against him. Should folks put any stock in that?
Not really, because it's totally different styles between Vera, me, and McEwan. But McEwan did exactly what I should have done in the fight, in a way. He boxed, he didn't get involved with Vera, he outskilled him and didn't get drew into a dogfight, which I did. So I think Craig kind of owes me a little one there, because he saw the mistakes I made and learned from them. So no, I don't think people should take too much stock, but it's still, you know, if I beat the man to beat Vera, then it gives me a little edge, so it doesn't really matter. I won't take much stock in it.
Now, you mentioned you do want a rematch with Brian Vera. However, what a lot of people see this Saturday night is that you're the co-feature to Sergio Martinez's middleweight title defense against Sergei Zinzirek. Obviously, you want a title shot if it comes soon.
I would like to fight the winner, exactly. Like, if I look impressive and have a good win, then it only solidifies my stake at a title shot. I would like to fight the winner of Sergei and Sergio, and then, you know, a lot of things can happen in boxing with politics and stuff. I would like to fight the winner and fight for the title, but if that doesn't happen, then, like I said, I'd like to fight Vera and just right the wrong. But first of all, none of that matters unless I beat Craig McEwan, so that's the first thing I got to do.
And one final question before I let you go. Your trainer and manager, Emmanuel Stewart, has been touting you as the next great superstar in the middleweight division almost since you've turned pro. Told me once you would beat Andy, you would beat Winky Wright, you would beat Kelly Pavlik, you would beat Jermaine Taylor, you'd beat all of them. And this is when Taylor was still relevant as a middleweight. Does that put a lot of pressure on you, considering that your legendary trainer and manager, whose opinion is very much respected, has exclaimed all these great things about you so much?
Not really, in terms of pressure. I prefer him to be saying it than not saying it. But Emmanuel sees me every day in the gym and sees what I do in sparring, and we travel always together into the best camps. And I spar with all the best fighters. I spar Jermaine Taylor, I spar with Kermit Cintron and Vladimir Klitschko, all of Emmanuel's champions. I haven't.
How's the Klitschko sparring go?
Klitschko is, a lot of people don't realize until they get in there. All of Klitschko's opponents think they're going to go in there and get inside and work him and turn him and make him use his feet. They all have the best intentions, but they don't realize it. After that first round, they realize what they're in there with. Klitschko's very underrated. His boxing skills is very underrated. His control of the fight, his pacing. To me, he's one of the best fighters in the world, and one of my personal favorite fighters to watch these days. So I think people just need to just appreciate the Klitschkos for what they do. They're ambassadors for the sport. They do an awful lot for charity, and they dominate every opponent. They win every round, and they don't get any credit for it. And I think it's very harsh. You know, the two ambassadors for boxing, and we should be more appreciated. If they were bad guys, bad-mouthing people, or trash talking, or getting in trouble controversially outside the ring, they'd be more popular. But they're not. They're stand-up professionals, and they don't get any credit for that.
Middleweight versus heavyweight in sparring. Well, Andy, I thank you for your time. Any final words before I let you go?
No, everybody on Saturday tune in and look forward to a good fight. I've prepared very hard, and I'm ready to, take care of business.
That's Ireland's Andy Lee in action against Craig McEwan this Saturday night on HBO. It's the co-feature to Sergio Martinez versus Sergei Zinzirek for the middleweight championship of the world. For 8countnews.com, I'm Peter Czymbor. Thanks for watching.